Let me get straight to the point here. What's going on? It's Humza Arshad, MBE, so respect me. And big up Jazzie, my boy, and we're here at the celebration chair.
You gave your honor, take a seat. Let's celebrate, it's time to speak. How you spent 10,000 hours. Now come and get your flowers. It's a celebration. And you're the guest of honor. It's a celebration. Now come and get your flowers.
What's going on, people? Today on the celebration chair, we're giving flowers to someone who really opened up the doors and changed the game. A true talent in UK comedy and online content. Someone who showed us that you can stay authentic, be from the ends and still make a global impact. From his early days filming in South London to becoming one of the first British Asian YouTubers to properly blow. Humza Arshad had all of us hooked with Diary of a Bad Man, a series that literally shaped a whole generation of UK internet culture. But he didn't stop there, man. He used his platform to uplift, educate and give back, whether he's in schools speaking to the youth, working with the Met to tackle violence and extremism, or co-starring in bangers like Smokey Barbers and Black and Brown. Humza always moved with purpose and heart. He's a role model and someone who's done it all without switching up who he is. So today, we celebrate him properly. This one's special because he's my boy. Welcome to the celebration chair, Humza Arshad!
You like that, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a mad one, bro. Okay, you should be a writer, bro. I swear down, I've got pumped. Oh, love that, man.
Come on, man.
What you say, bro?
Bro, I'm happy to see you.
No, thank you for having me, bro.
Oh, thank
Honestly,
you.
thank you.
Bro, like, when was it? Like, I think the last time I saw you was... When did I see you? At your wedding?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You left early, though. You ate and you didn't dance.
No, I did dance.
You know the,
no.
no. I wanted to say it.
I definitely...
I wanted to say it. So I went to the table and I said, boys, whatever you do, don't eat and just leave. Yeah? Stay for the dancing. All I know, yeah, is and I deliberately put all of you guys together, yeah, all of the comedy lot. And I remember I started dancing and I'm like, where's the black people? Where's all my black comedian friends? And you lot splurted.
No,
like
you
you
know
ate.
what? No, I did. I did go. I did have one little dance, but then I kept it moving. I kept it moving, but I was there though. I was.
No,
there.
you were there. You were there. Yeah.
I enjoyed. I was there for the pictures as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was. Really
That's what
good.
I do. If I don't want to stay, I eat, quickly take a picture, be one of the first people to take a picture, so you could say I was there, and then.
No, it was honestly, it was a great. It was a great wedding, man. Did you see my Asian outfit as well? Did you see? I was in black.
You know what?
I had my outfit.
You know what? But one thing about you, you always look the part. It actually pisses me off. That's why I don't remember. I don't remember his swag because it pisses me off because he's always on point. It's like he's got someone there 24/7 making sure he looks sharp.
Yeah.
I've never seen you look off.
No, thank you, man. I try.
Outrages me. Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
Like, you know what was so crazy? When I was at your wedding.
Yeah. For an hour, yeah.
No, I was there for more than an hour. I was there for more than an hour.
Hour and a
I was
half,
also in the other room.
What? There was another
There was
room?
another room.
Oh yeah, there was.
There you go.
Yeah,
See,
other stuff. Yeah.
So I was up there as well. Yeah.
That's a good excuse because obviously I couldn't see that. So yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So I was
in
there,
the other room. Yeah.
I was in the other room.
Yeah.
And when I was there was people kept coming up. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Jazzie, I knew you was Asian." I kept telling my friends. And me as well, I was like, yeah, no, I am, man. I'm half Pakistani, you get me? Like, it was crazy. But yeah, no, man, it was honestly, it was an amazing wedding.
Thank you, bro.
And it's just nice to see you just, like, grow up now. Because, we started this, like, when we were young, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
did,
saying?
yeah,
So let's take it back.
All right.
Let's take it back for the people. Because right now, the fans, they're watching. And, people have known you from Diary of a Bad Man, Smokey Barbers, Black and Brown. But let's take it back before all of that.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
What was my childhood, right? You know what, to be fair, my childhood was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was very, I think I'm a bit of an introvert, especially when I was a younger kid, which is very weird because sometimes I'm the absolute opposite. I'm a proper Gemini. I'm like, I have two personalities. I think growing up I was very quiet and I remember going, I think I went Croydon College,
Okay.
which is like literally like a building for crackheads, and and you read books in there, yeah. And I went to Croydon College, and I remember that was the first time I started opening up, because when I was at home, I was always like kind of like the clown, and I would just kind of like, I loved the attention, and I'd always try to, you know, just do anything to make someone laugh, yeah. But yeah, outside, like in school, I was very quiet. I was kind of to myself, and only to like my little, you know, small group of friends, I was the joker. But I didn't have, I don't know, I wouldn't say the guts, but I was just very to myself in my own little bubble. When I went to Croydon College, I remember I started opening up, and everyone just started saying like, "Oh, you're so funny," and I'm not making this up, by the way. You're so funny. You're so talented, and you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. And I was just doing it because I love it. I love to make people laugh. And then I went to Kingston College, and
Are you in Kingston?
yeah, I went Kingston,
you?
man. Yeah, not uni. I went college.
Oh,
So
for
yeah,
real?
yeah, man.
How long?
For
What?
3 years. No, hang on.
Wait,
2
so
years?
how
Yeah, 2 years.
so you did the BTEC.
Yeah, I
first,
did
the-
BTEC.
The first one.
No, the first one's GNVQ. That probably no one probably knows what
Okay.
GNVQ is
Yeah,
now. Yeah, I didn't even know back then.
Yeah.
And then the BTEC National Diploma I did for 2 years in
Yeah.
Kingston College,
yeah.
and then I did a degree in acting in RDS, Richmond Drama School.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you did it proper.
Yeah, I did it proper, and I
Yeah.
just did it because the thing is, anyone could be funny or anyone could have raw talent.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to be the best, and like I knew that knowledge is power, and the experience that I could get from throwing myself into the deep end. Like in Richmond Drama School, I remember I opened the door and I looked around, and I was the only coloured person in the whole class.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, and I'm from South London, and these mans are from Richmond and shit.
Yeah.
Twickenham, yeah. And I'm like,
I used to go to Richmond College. So
that's why you speak proper. Yeah. But I've seen
No,
you.
but you know what? Richmond was really like bare black people was there.
Yeah. Well, now or back
No,
then?
when I went there was loads of people that went there.
There must have been.
There was a bro. There was a
people that I saw, man. Them lot were having like £15 lunches and stuff, and I was like, bro, where's the Dixie out? The favorite chicken and ribs. I didn't understand. So yeah, it was a bit of a culture shock, but I wanted to put myself. You know, I've always learned something. If you're always putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, you're always challenging yourself. And it was just for me to, as confident as I was with my ability, I wanted to learn and be better. You know, I wanted to be the best. So that's why I spent time doing proper education. And it's not for the certificate at the end. No one goes and say, hey guys, this is my GNVQ. They're like, what the fuck is that? That sounds like an STD.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they you know, it's just a piece of paper. But the experience that I had, and especially I would say with Kingston was what really opened up my personality.
Yeah.
My confidence then, because I met so many different types of amazing people in Kingston College, and because it was probably one of the best times in my life, that really kind of like opened me up.
Yeah.
And we just kind of went from there. And after drama school, literally, I think a few of my friends were like, because I was like, you know, how do we get famous now? Yeah, we've done the education part. Like, how do we make that money? And they were like, oh, first, like, it's best to like, you know, try to get into extra work. So you're just in the background, or I don't want to see myself like in EastEnders, just in the background pushing a shopping trolley without anything in it. You know, I don't want that life. And I was just like, I want to do something proper, and that's where YouTube came
through.
Yeah,
And
nice.
so you talk about you doing college, and that's kind of like where your personality came out, right?
Yeah.
And people were saying that you was mad funny. What was your influences?
You know, that's really, you know what? I remember when I was growing up, do you remember Def Comedy Jam?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Def Comedy Jam, I feel was something that I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
I loved it, and then I think Def Comedy Jam and definitely when you see stand-ups like, you know, Richard Pryor, when you see like Eddie Murphy, Raw, when you see kind of like even Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, I think I was really influenced by a lot of it was from America, even though we have obviously great comedians here as well, and only later on I found out how rich the comedy scene is in the UK as well. But I think that's where I started. And then, I think that really kind of sparked that kind of that entertainment bug that I have, that kind of making people laugh, you know, the buzz of the crowd.
Yeah.
When and
Different, innit?
it was just, I wish I could be, you know, at least even one of those shows, to feel the energy, to feel like, you know, Bernie Mac, when you know, these legends were just like me growing up. I was just like, they're so funny and they're making so many people smile. Even after the show is finished, it's been taped and people are watching it, people are loving it. I love this. So I would say that was actually one of the big inspirations going forward to becoming a comedian.
Yeah.
And there's been loads of other things. I think I take bits of everything. And I think me being Asian, when I saw there was a show called Goodness Gracious Me.
You know what? I love that show.
Goodness, yeah. I don't know if you...
that when I was... Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a child.
Yeah.
On a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think for me, I was just like, oh my God, there's a Paki on TV. Oh, you can't say, you can beep it out. It's a Pakistani and Indian people on TV. Sorry, man, I thought it was my own camera. That's
Don't worry, we'll beep it out.
Yeah. So anyways, I was like, 4 Pakis on TV on BBC. That's mental, yeah. And I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And what's it called? I think I always used to take bits of inspiration, but yeah. In terms of comedy, I think Def Comedy Jam was definitely a big part of my life growing up.
So I know, like with Asian, like with the Asian family and stuff like that, you know, it's very kind of like strict, and it's kind of like, you know, we want you to be this or doctor or whatever it is, right? How did your parents take to you kind of wanting to do comedy?
Yeah, it's a good question. Especially back then. I think now a lot of parents are kind of like, they're growing with the times. But I think like, the older generation, they were a bit different. I think with my dad, I think, to put it nicely, he didn't really give a shit what I did in life. I think he thought whatever I did, I would fail, and then I would work for free for the rest of my life in his shop that sells children's clothes, but it's called bubblegum. And we don't sell bubblegum. It's false advertisement. My mum, for me saying I want to become an actor, was to her me saying I want to do porn. So we had a conversation where I had to calm her down. And I even said like, oh, I have this idea that I want to put on YouTube, this new thing called YouTube. I've got this character, and he's a bit of a bad man, but it's really funny. And at the end of it, there's a universal message that is from what I've learned with my religion. And it kind of promotes kind of, I don't know, a bit of goodness, I guess, that anyone, you don't have to be a Muslim to appreciate the message. If it's like, you know, being good to your neighbor, or being a good son, or loving your mum, or respecting women, or whatever it is. And she liked the idea, and she was like, all right, you know what? And she knew I was actually shit at everything else. Like I was never, there was no other job, no other position that I'd be hired in. It was literally, you know, comedy and acting, or working in bubblegum for the rest of my life. So she was all right. And I think that's why when I started Diary of a Bad Man, and I remember the first one came out, and I remember we were in the living room, and it was like 6:30 or 6 o'clock, and it was BBC News, and they did the thing about me being, you know, the new internet sensation. And I remember looking at my parents, and I knew they were gonna turn around and they were gonna be like, we're proud, you know?
That must have been a crazy
They
team.
didn't say anything. They didn't say shit. We watched it in silence, and then we never spoke about it again. But I knew they're thinking it.
But that's enough. You know what it is though, you see, like with kind of like Asian parents and African parents, and maybe Caribbean parents. I don't know about the Caribbean parents, because sometimes they're a little bit more chilled. They're a little bit more like modern. But like I would say, for the African parents, it is a thing where it's like it's like, I remember the same type of thing, right? When I did Channel U. And it's kind of like, you know the feeling, like, you know that it's like, you lot know you like that. This is your son. You know, in their head, they're like, this is my son. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole feeling. Like, when when you saw your parents kind of like react like that, even though they didn't say anything, but
Yeah,
you,
there's no reaction.
yeah, there was no reaction,
Yeah.
but you knew. Had they ever come to you and said like, "Son, we're honestly like we're mad proud"?
Never,
Never.
never.
Like to this day.
No.
Even
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you a little story. Yeah. And you know, African parents and Asian parents are so similar.
Yeah, they are.
Honestly, so similar. I remember, so I used to work in bubblegum, so I never got away from it. It was something.
You even did a show
by
of
law.
it.
Yeah, I did a show called
Yeah.
Bubblegum, and I actually made a couple of years ago a sequel called The Chewing Gums.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so I used to work for my dad, and I remember one time. Oh, this is quite a good story. So what happened was we watched the BBC thing,
Yeah.
and they did a whole section of me. It was like 5 minutes, yeah. And yeah, as I said, they watched it in silence, went upstairs, never spoke about it again. So I was like, shit, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. But I was happy anyway. And then the next day I went to work, and we sell like children's clothes and like you know, school uniform and stuff like that. So helping out my dad, and this one guy, he comes in with his daughter, and he had a bit of an attitude, and he was like, "Oh, I need plimsolls, size 3." So I was like, "Yeah, no problem, sir." Yeah. So got the plimsolls, gave it to him. He's looking at it, and I'm there at the counter, and he just flings it at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Clean them." And honestly, if this was out of the shop,
Yeah, it's a different story. Yeah.
I would have slapped him
Yeah.
fully. Yeah. But I was like, my dad's about to make $2.99 on these plimsolls.
Yeah.
No problem, sir. Yeah. And I was
Customer
cleaning him.
service.
I was fine. I was cleaning him because at the end of the day, it's my dad's shop, and you know what I mean. It's a family business, and I didn't care. I was like, you know what? It's fine. You want to disrespect me? I'm gonna clean them anyway. Make you happy because my dad will be happy. And a week later, my dad indirectly fires me. He's like, "I don't think you should work in the shop anymore. I don't think it's for you." And I was like, "Bro, that's my dad firing me. Like that's kind of deep." And a year later, I remember I would still come to the shop after, and obviously after DOABM, my life changed anyway. I had too many stalkers, so like even like the times that I would go bubblegum, you know, once people found out, it was shut down.
Yeah.
And one day I think it was like about a year or two later, I was in the shop, and my cousin who works there as well, he was like, I was speaking to him, and I was like, yeah, like my dad fired me, like in a really polite way.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You know why he fired you?" And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because this is actually a bit emotional. My dad said after he saw me clean plimsolls, he said to, oh shit, this is a bit, it's a deep one, because me and my dad don't even talk now, so it's even more emotional. But he basically said that seeing my son on BBC, oh shit, I'm getting emotional. Seeing my son,
Yeah.
shit.
Now go and take time, bro. Take time, bro.
Edit this bit out. My name's Badman. I can't be like crying. It's only been 20 minutes yet. Like, where's this Oprah? Bro, that's how I know he's a good host, you know? My mum made me cry without even talking. I just made myself cry. No, he goes, seeing my son on BBC was one of the best things I've ever seen. And to see him the next day cleaning $2.99 plimsolls, that's beneath my son. He's, in so many ways, he basically says that this guy, my son, is on a different level, and I need to push him in that direction. And that was really sweet. So even though I know that, especially from my dad, I never got the acknowledgement. I never got, even when I became an MBE, I was like, even my relatives in Pakistan, were writing these paragraphs in Urdu. I don't know what the hell they were saying, but I was like, I know this is a positive thing, and I was waiting for my dad to give me something emotional. And honestly, I'm not even lying. I got the MBE, and 4 days later, he replied to me, "Well done, full stop." That's it.
Well done.
But what I'm trying to say is, even though sometimes our parents, especially the older generation, even if they don't show it, and we do crave it. And I think a lot of us do crave that, and we kind of in our lives don't actually experience it.
Mm.
And it's a shame. And us going forward, when we have kids, we know we want to change that,
Yeah.
because I think that's the thing that kids want most.
Mm.
All I wanted was my dad to say, I'm proud of you once.
Yeah.
Never said that.
Mm.
But I knew that he felt it. And that's the main thing.
Yeah. So I've obviously been able to kind of like, you know, come down to the house, chill with auntie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She makes me that. What's that thing that I like that she always makes me when I come down?
You eat
The
a
tea.
lot. So yeah.
The tea. I know I eat.
Dude.
I eat all the time.
No, you eat some. I do. You eat a lot in my house. Yeah.
I eat a lot.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
all right, guys. Anything auntie does, I'm on it.
But you haven't been to my house for time, though. Yeah.
Oh, the last time I was there, though, she kept on feeding me. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
That's just
I
the
even
way,
bought a
man.
container.
Yeah.
I was
No.
doing takeaway.
Yeah, bless her. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying that. Yeah, I think that's one thing that I love about our culture. Our cultures are so similar.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in South London, so all my friends were really were black.
Yeah.
And the more I got to know about their culture, and the more they got to know about my culture, I was like, shit, it's so similar. And that's why even growing up, I was very happy and privileged to have, a lot of African friends, and we just share stories and yeah, it was just the similarities and that we would have, and the experiences that we would experience, were just exactly the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Come on, man. Well, let's talk about Diary of a Bad Man. Let's make some
let's
noise
do
for
it.
Diary of a Bad Man. People.
Thank you. Yeah.
Come on.
Humza didn't cry.
Come on. Diary of a Bad Man. That is iconic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the beginning of that. What made you come out with such a thing?
Oh, you know what? A lot of people don't know this, but after drama school, and I always used to do this as a kid, I always used to create sketches or comedy skits on my uncle's camera. And when I had enough money working in bubblegum, because my dad would pay me like pennies, but I'd put them all together, and I brought a little camera, a little Sony Handycam, and I'd make these sketches and these kind of like these random episodes, and I came up with Diary of a Bad Man. And a lot of the times when my boys used to come over, they would always check what new video I've made. And they saw Diary of a Bad Man and they're like, bruv, you have to post this. You have to put this on YouTube. And I was like, bruv, this is a bit shit. Like, I didn't even think it was all that. I was like, it's a bit unfinished yet. I think I think the character needs a little bit of work and whatnot. And they were like, bruv, you're overthinking it. Just put it out. And I'll never forget, I put it out, and like in the first 24 hours, I got like 5,000 views. And in my head, like back then 5,000 views in 24 hours when you're unknown, like literally I thought, oh yeah.
Was that your first ep, yeah?
That was my first Diary of a Bad Man episode, yeah.
Wow, and that was subscribers, you didn't have that much subscribers?
No. I actually, I don't know how, because I'm actually, the first ever thing that I made was this thing called Chronicles of Doddu. And Doddu means donkey, yeah? And it was just about this weirdo with a wig, and it was honestly, it was the most bizarre storyline ever. But it wasn't for anyone else, it was just for me, because it was the first time that I really put, like, it was 5 episodes, and it was the first time that I put something together, made a little story in 5 episodes, edited it and did everything, and then I put it out. And it wasn't for anyone, it wasn't for I don't want any audience, I just did it for myself.
Yeah.
But with Diary of a Bad Man and the other projects that I had on my computer, I was like, okay, the next one, I want to get someone's attention, like a casting agent or a director or someone in the industry that can point me in the right direction, as well as obviously, most importantly, making people laugh. And then when they were like, yeah, you have to put this up, and I put that one up, and then I remember it was like, in the first day of 5,000, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like Tom Cruise now. I'm very famous, bruv, yeah? Bow down. And then I went on holiday actually. Yeah. And I came back, and then I was like to my brother, is it like 6,000 now? Is it like 7,000 now? Because I went for like, I don't know, 5 days, 7 days, I can't remember. And he was like, no, it's like 20,000 views. And I was like, what? And then the next day it was like 50,000. And then the next day it was like 70. Then it went to 100, then 200, then 400, 500, 600. And I'm like, I need to make another one. Yeah.
100, yeah.
Made another one straight away, 100,000, next 200,000, 400,000, 800,000. Then I thought, let me make another one. And by then, just by the second episode,
Yeah.
I already have like all the like Asian channels and the
Okay.
Asian magazines, and they were all contacting me. And yeah, and when I made the third one, and then literally 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, my life absolutely changed,
That
man.
was
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
So what episode did I come on?
I
8, 7, or was there
It might
even
have been
season 1?
6, I would
6,
say.
yeah,
Maybe a
6.
6 or 8, I'd say, yeah.
Let's talk about
Mm.
me and you meeting up,
Yeah.
and getting involved, because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people till now, bro, they
Yeah.
know me because of Diary of a Bad Man.
Oh, wicked,
So
yeah.
I just wanted to just kind of like do you want to say the story, or should I?
You know what? I talk a lot. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, do
you
you
should.
wanna know? Do you wanna know?
Yeah, go on.
All right, cool. So I was in Kingston.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm a Kingston boy.
Yeah,
And I was at the gym.
yeah.
So I'm out here working out, whatever it is.
Aye,
And I was still Margaret though.
yeah.
Now I'm
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Feel
at the time,
it.
at the time, it was still, you know, it was tough times.
Yeah.
And I'm working out, and there's this Asian brother that comes to me. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
yo, you're just. I just thought he was another, you know, like
Yeah.
a person that just likes my stuff. He was
Yeah,
like, yo, bro, listen, yo, I'm a big fan of yours.
Yeah,
But also I got my boy.
yeah,
And he does kind of like what you're doing. His name's Humza.
yeah,
And I'm like, Humza? What? Diary of a Bad Man? He's like, yeah. So me, I'm a type of person that, like, I watch everything.
yeah.
Everything. Even though I don't talk about it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I watch. There's nothing comedy-wise that
Yeah.
I haven't watched. Like,
Yeah.
I watch anything.
Yeah.
So I was watching you, and I was just watching you just do your thing. And I remember at the time I was like, yo, this guy's sick. But you know, like sometimes it's kind of like you don't want to force
Yeah,
the link up.
yeah,
right?
100%.
So when he's like, oh yeah, my boy is Humza, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, bro, I stopped my bench press, bro. Like, I was like, get off, hey, take it off. Like, I was like, bro, what? Humza's your boy? He's like, yeah, no, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
So then he's like, oh, what's it called? Like, I think you two would be sick together.
Yeah.
And I was like, brother, let's do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I was like, if me and him link up,
Yeah.
it'll be a madness.
Yeah.
So then when we had the phone call, can't remember exactly what the phone call was, but I do remember coming to meet you to
Yeah.
shoot. Because we only met the first time at the shoot.
Filming, yeah.
So I didn't know you from nowhere like that, like, but it was vibes. Do you know what I mean? I think it was in Croydon, innit? South, I think.
The first shoot, it might have been. Who knows, man?
Yeah,
I'm a
it
bit
might have been-
old. That's
yeah,
how I know
yeah.
I'm old when I'm like.
I think we might have
don't
been.
remember
Yeah,
the
I think we was in South, and I
Yeah.
remember
Must have been in South. Yeah.
we was in South, and I remember we did the shopkeeper scene where basically you come in.
Yes, yeah.
And
then
come in and I pull out the
Yeah.
And I just remember just doing all of that, and then there was another, like, we had bare outtakes as well. 'cause
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kept on laughing.
Yeah.
And I just remember leaving that, and I was just like, yo, I don't know what we've just done here, but it feels special.
Yeah.
Like, I just get that vibration. Yeah.
Can I just say as
Yeah.
well, when you were at the gym and my friend was stalking you from afar, he called me.
Oh, did he?
He called me and he goes, bro, you wouldn't believe who this who's in front of me, yeah? And I was like, who? And he's like, Jazzie. And I wasn't unsure, like,
Yeah.
you were bare famous, like, even back then,
Yeah.
bro. And I was like, Jazzie, no way. And then he was like, shall I ask him, like, if he wants to be in Diary of a Bad Man? And I was like, he ain't gonna do that shit. Like, I was like, because I'm seeing Jazzie on TV, like, literally, Jazzie was literally the guy.
Yeah.
Still is.
Come on.
I was like, nah, you know what? Do it. Because I thought, if anyone's going to get embarrassed, it's my friend. Yeah? I'm far away. I'm like 22 miles away. Yeah? I'm fine. I'm not getting hurt. When he turned around and he was like, oh, he said yes. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And honestly, I swear to you, I was like, but Jazzie's too big. Why would he? Even though Diary of a Bad Man, already I was getting millions and millions of views.
Millions, yeah.
But still, like, bro, you were like, everyone was like, everyone knew you, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like how you said, well, Humza Productions.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, Jazzie?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't do a question mark. My man didn't do a question mark, but I knew you. I was like, Jazzie.
Yeah.
As soon as he said, yeah, I knew who the fuck he was talking about. I was like, it's Jazzie. And even when you came to the shoot, secretly, I was like, why the fuck why is this brother here?
Yeah.
Does he think he's getting paid? And I think I even indirectly asked you, I was like, yeah, man, it's just like, no one get paid here. And it's just, you know, like just trying to,
Yeah.
and I thought he was going to tell him, I'd be like, well, I'm not getting paid, and just like, fuck off in his limo.
Bro,
Yeah?
I'll be honest with you. I had like part of the reason why I wanted to do it is so when I was watching your stuff, yeah, you gotta remember I'm from Kingston.
Yeah, yeah.
In Kingston, there's like my friends
Yeah.
are like black and Asian.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've got like a very big mixture. So the whole Pakistani stuff and whatever it is, I was already tapped in
Yeah.
from a very long time. So when I was watching your stuff, I was like, oh, bruv, you know what? I've always wanted to do some rush hour stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, do you know what I mean? Like where it's like
yeah.
black boy who thinks he's Asian.
Yeah.
This will bang. So like, I believe in God, bro, yeah? And I just felt like that was God. Like the way we met, the way we just got things going and all of that. And that went crazy because we did that. We did that. And then that just went, I swear to you, if I was popping, I was popping. But when I did Diary of a Bad Man, I've never told you this, but when I did Diary of a Bad Man, bro, it took me to a whole different level, bro.
No, I am a big deal.
Honestly,
I'm
you
gonna be
are.
honest.
You're
I knew it. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
You're a
bro.
big deal because honestly, that did a madness. Like if I go to any, like say I went Hounslow, rap,
Don't do it.
rap.
Don't do it, man.
It was
Just
a
get something to eat if you want
madness.
food. Yeah.
People's out here just talking to me in Urdu and all of that. I'm like, brother, I don't understand. You know what I mean? But it was just the love that I would get from it was amazing. And you know what? I never actually
Thank me.
I never really thanked you. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say,
Well,
bro,
you turned up to the wedding for an hour, so that was payment enough.
That was a good one. But like, in all honesty, though, for real, I just want to say thank you, bro, because
Don't be silly.
even though I was big in my field, I feel like jumping on your platform, it opened up a whole different door for me. So I just wanted to say a big thank you.
No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I want to try
Serious.
again, bro. That's 2 in a row. It's only been 30 minutes. No, I appreciate it.
I also wanted to talk about like once all this has happened now, how are you now viewing yourself as a brand? Because remember, at those times no one really, we don't look at ourselves like brands and being famous and all of that type of stuff. It's kind of just like you're still living at home and all of that type of stuff. So how did that all affect you?
You know what? Thanks to my mum, I always had my feet on, like, firmly on the ground. I never let it get to my head. And I think, one of the first things, just like on a human level, the first thing, and I don't know why this popped into my head, but I was like, I've made it now. Diary of a Bad Man has changed my life. And it was like I couldn't go anywhere. Everyone knew Diary of a Bad Man. For some weird reason, like how shall I say it? Also, I actually blanked out. I didn't know what was. I don't know why I thought of food and then I blanked out. But I knew I was gonna hit something like very deep. But no, going back to the point. That's what I was gonna say. So the first thing that came to my mind was all the people around me may change. Like some people will get jealous, some people will hate, some people will want to use me, and I started experiencing everything. But my mum's always said to me and always grounded me, you're just a human being. God's given you a gift. Use it wisely and don't ever think for a second that God can't take it away. And that's why I was always like in my mind, I always had that appreciation. But at the same time, and in a really weird way, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but I knew I would make it. I didn't have a plan B. I couldn't. I was too dumb to do anything else, as I said. So like for me, I loved this, and I was gonna do it, and I was gonna be successful, and there was no other paths that no other outcome that I wanted for myself. As I said, as incredible as my life, it's changed for the better. But and especially nowadays where everyone wants to be TikTok famous and just be an influencer or whatnot. But I'll tell you one thing, there's so many cons,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of
There's
you
a lot-
can't,
There's a lot of
there's a lot of cons, and it's still worth it at the end of the day because it's what we love. But it was like, as I said, you know, people change. Everyone wants to use you.
You experienced all of that.
I experienced everything, man. I experienced.
It hurts, right?
Yeah, bro.
Because I feel like it's nice because we're all in the same type of
Yeah,
field, so we've all been through it. But like, I feel like it's a weird one because you get into this thing and you're doing it just for the love of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the people that are around, like, you're being normal still. You're still the same person, but then they all now view you differently.
Yeah. And that's why I actually started being nicer to people after I started getting known, because I was so conscious that I don't want them to think I'm a big head. I don't want them to say you've changed. So I tried extra hard, and I wasn't even being myself, because I was actually being too nice, and I think I was so self-conscious about that. But then, as I said, there were so many cons. It was just like, my life changed. I could never go to Hounslow or Southall or anywhere with young kids from schools or college or unis. Like, it was crazy. And I felt very, at times I was like, I feel like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
You know, it was insane. It's even till this day, like, it's changed my life. Like, on the way here, I'm driving and I'm feeling a little bit sad, a little bit down. I've had a few shit days, and literally as soon as I stop, straight away, Diary of a Bad Man, bro, when's the new Bad Man coming out? And I'm not even making this up. This actually, like, can we take a selfie, bro? Your thing carried my childhood, man, and I'm still watching you to this day. It just makes me so happy. So as hard as it was, success, you appreciate it more when you grow older, and you think more of the pros, and it was worth it at the end.
How do you feel like it's affected your mental health? Like, so when the fame happened, because a lot of people don't, like, I feel like we didn't have a blueprint. Like, no one teaches you how to deal with it. And on top of it as well, we didn't even, it's not like we started, we was popping and we had money to move out and live the perfect life. Like, we still was in the end.
I remember, imagine, back then YouTube was different, and I remember, like, the most popular video, only one will be chosen, to be on the front, on the home screen. And every time I dropped a video, straight away, number one, it would just stay there, But I still had tape on my wheel arch on my Honda Civic Type R.
Oh, I remember the Honda Civic.
Bro, I thought it was bad, It was a red car, so I used red tape, and I thought, I'm bare intelligent. And bro, like, even like money wise, like, I was, but that's also another thing as well, because obviously, I've been very, very grateful in my life to have parents, and especially my dad, where, fair enough, he didn't pay me that much for work, but if I turned around and I said, Dad, can I have £20? He'd give me £100. And if I said I just need £1, he'd give me £20, and he'd always look out for me. But I was never really a money guy, and I didn't have any other jobs. I never went to work, so I didn't have, big savings in my account. And obviously, then doing YouTube, and with all these doors and opportunities opening up, obviously a lot of money started coming into it. And for a long time, bro, I was still myself, bro. I was still, like, just trying to
keep it on the low.
Keep it on the low. And I still had sellotape on my Honda Civic, and I for quite a while. And even, bro, I was never flashy. I would never have, like, any name brands. It would just be like Nike tracksuit or Adidas, and that's it, just standard crepes. And I wouldn't overdo it with watches or anything like that. But after a while, you do get sucked into that whole, oh, I'm at a premiere, I need to look nice. Or, I'm at a shoot and I need to, what's it called? you know, get some lubes or get this or that, and as well, and you do waste a lot of money as well. But yeah. I don't know what my point was. I honestly, maybe I'm just showing off that I have Laboot on something. But yeah, no, money, it was also another thing that I had to handle, like where I didn't have much money growing up. I was never broke or anything like that, but I just didn't have I couldn't go into a place and buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember, like I don't know why I have a fascination with Lego. Because as a kid, I always wanted Lego, but I had a Pakistani dad that would never fucking spend £200 on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even real. Yeah, so and I always wanted that as a child. I always wanted Lego, but he never would buy it. I wouldn't even ask him because I was like, allowed that slap. And then I remember, I never forget, like once I started making what's it called? When I started doing Dario Badman, I was like, I'm gonna go into Lego and I'm gonna buy everything.
Yeah.
And I went into Lego, and then this nice like this young man, he comes, he's some white guy. He just, sorry, I don't know why I did that. You're the only white guy in the room. Sorry, Colin. Just some white guy was just like, how may I help you? And I was like, oh, I'll be honest with you. And I bought a few stuff then anyway, and I had it in my video in the background when I used to do Diary of a Bad Man. And I was just like, yeah, you know, my nephew, he loves Lego, yeah, and I'm gonna treat him. So I wanna buy everything. What have you got? Marvel, Star Wars, all of that, and blah blah blah. And he's playing along, and eventually he was like, look, Humza, I see your videos. I know you got Lego in your room for your nephew. And bro, I've never shut up so quickly in my life. Yeah. But yeah, then I was just like, bro, if this white guy knows me, I've definitely made it now. You know what I mean? So I felt like Michael Jackson when he had Japanese fans. Do you know what I mean? I was big ass. So, yeah. But money was also another thing that I had to kind of like deal with, you know, like what am I going to do with this money?
Yeah.
And it was a challenge, but yeah, also a gift.
So another thing that we need to talk about right now. So Diary of a Bad Man, successful. Then all of a sudden we link up again. Black and Brown. Yeah. So a round of applause for Black and Brown, guys.
Thank you. I'll be honest with you, it's my biggest regret.
What?
Black and Brown.
Why?
Because we never finished it.
I know. I feel like
today,
I know.
People ask me.
Yeah.
Like we just did 5 incredible episodes, and we had so much fun.
So much fun. Oi.
Creating these things, and we never finished it.
You know what's so crazy? So it's kind of like, I feel like Black and Brown did kind of like what kind of like the story of your Diary of a Bad Man. So I feel like our second episode went viral.
Yeah,
I think that was the Somalian
one. Yeah. Say Somalian 3 times and they come.
That went crazy.
Like Candyman.
That went crazy. And I remember you coming to my flat.
Yeah.
You came down to, do you remember?
Yes, yeah. Of course I do, yeah.
And we were sitting there and we were just like, okay, we need to come up with something. And then we did Diary of a Bad Man, and I just remember that, and I was just like, yo, this is again.
No, yeah.
It was special. Like that, I remember the first one was like, it was like, okay.
Yeah, cool. The introduction of the...
I see what these guys are doing. When we dropped that Somali one.
Yeah.
Whoa,
big up Somalis as well.
Big up all of them, man.
All of them in Streatham.
All of them.
Yeah. That's right.
Big up all of them.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing. And I remember when we linked up, like whenever I do any type of project, anytime I can kind of like bring them in, I just love.
And I shout out the cast as well. Yeah, they were amazing.
The cast was amazing.
Yeah.
Like just to let the people know, this time I'll let you talk. But how did that come about?
You know what? I mean, you know, with Diary of a Bad Man, like our characters together were just, it was literally the best feeling in the world when I'm shooting with Jazzie, because I just knew that whatever I could throw at him, he would enhance it and he would help me. There's some comedians where you throw him a line and they can either block it and think about themselves or make both of you look good by saying another line and to build that comedy. And he was one of them. He was sorry, I'm acting like you're dead. Yeah, he is like very talented. And when we did Diary of a Bad Man, I knew that I wanted to do something different with you, and Black and Brown, like our own specific show, it was just something that I'll be honest with you, I knew the fans would love,
Yeah.
but even more so for me, I just had the opportunity to work with my friend, have a laugh, and just create magic. It was one of those ones. It's like when you're on a football team and you know that if this player is playing, you lot are gonna win.
yeah,
And it was like literally like that. I was like, if I do a show with Jazzie, whatever we call it,
we got
you know, it could be called bum fluff. I guarantee you're gonna go viral. It's gonna work. And I just had a lot of fun with it, man. So many good memories.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I randomly the other day was watching the what's it called? The bloopers.
Oh yes, yeah.
I was like, we had so many bloopers,
Incredible.
bro.
Yeah.
So many. Like it
Yeah.
was just honestly, that was I regret it as well. Like I really wish that we finished that, because that was actually just a great concept, a great show.
Even a couple of years ago, I actually wanted to do. I was gonna call you and say, look, can we just do a one-off to finish it off? Make it like a little short YouTube film. But you were doing so many other things, and I didn't want to disturb you. And in the back of my head, that's why in my heart, it's the one thing that I regret. I wish I pushed it on you earlier when we were still in that same frame of mind. But who knows, man?
Who knows?
Maybe one day we'll get bored and we'll just be like, you know what?
This is it. And you know what it is? Whilst we're doing this, you don't know, man. The people might talk in the comments and say, we're ready for it. If you lot want us to come back with Black and Brown, let us know. You know what I mean? You never know.
Thumbs up.
You know what I'm saying?
What should get 2 thumbs up?
2 thumbs up.
That'll be us too.
So we got another thing now.
Yeah.
Smokey Barbers.
Yeah.
Like, round of applause for that.
Smokey Barbers.
Smokey Barbers. Legendary.
Yeah.
What people don't actually know about Smokey Barbers is we sparked it where I had a meeting with you.
Yeah, I came to the barbershop.
Yeah.
And I remember for the meeting, I had 10 ideas.
Yeah.
And one of the ideas, I think it was the 10th one, was I finished all the ideas and then I said, a barbershop.
Yeah.
And you had the same idea.
Yeah.
And we were just like, and we were in a barbershop.
We was in a barbershop, yeah.
And we both had the same vision. And once again, shout out to all the cast, because, and you know, the maddest thing is, there was no script.
Nothing.
It was all improvised.
Yeah.
We just blocked it
for
like 75 hours, and then we'll film it for like
on
20.
The day.
Yeah, on the day. We'd make it up. The cameraman was blocking it. And then, and it would take so long to block, bro. Like, literally, I'd see the sunset and everything. And then right at the end, when we're supposed to go home, they're like, let's film it now. And then we would just spend half an hour doing it was a madness, bro.
It was a madness. What was your favorite memory of Smokey Barbers?
I don't know. I don't know. I just loved working with, once again, not only yourself, but people like A-Dot, Arnold, Bricker, Vuj, what's it called? I mean, there's so many people. There were so many people, but it was incredible to work with such amazing comedians. And as I said, it was like, it's mad. I was just like, this is our job. And, you know, how can this should be, you know, this can't be legal. Like, how can we have so much fun doing this as a job? So I think it wasn't a specific moment. It was just the opportunity to work with other great talents. And just to make magic and to make a show to make people smile and laugh. That's a very big thing of me. One of my main motivations in life is, you know, as human beings, I always say it, human beings, we go through so many emotions. We all go through it. But to make something, or to make a joke or a program or a show or whatever, where someone's watching and they laugh for those 10 seconds while they're laughing, doesn't matter how much shit they're going through, the family issues, heartbreak, family problems, whatever it is, but those 10 seconds while they're laughing, they forget everything. And I think that's a beautiful thing you can do for another human being, and that's one of my motivations of making magic. That's Smokey Barbers.
You've evolved from YouTube sensation to author, speaker, activist. What drives your choices now?
Money.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't know, man. You know what it is? I think with YouTube, I'm so lucky and grateful to say I've done it. I've clocked the game.
Yeah.
I finished the last level. I've did everything that I needed to do. I became a YouTube ambassador, you know, YouTube.
That was big, by the way.
Yeah. You didn't mention it, so I had to throw it in there. You know
That
what
was,
I mean,
no,
Fucking
that
hell,
was
man.
big.
Yeah.
That was big because I remember the car you pulled out after you signed that deal.
I can't. Was it the white one?
That was the white one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Customized.
I knew the money was just, you know. The money was just, you know.
He's here and there now.
I was saying that was some good stuff right there. Cause
Yeah, no, you know what? Like, yeah, like basically, I did it all, and I was just like, what next? And I remember when it comes to the book stuff, when I was a little kid, I didn't read much, and I felt, and I may be wrong, but I felt, okay, did I not read because I was lazy and dumb? Or was it because when I'd go in a library, which is practically never, but when I did find myself in a library or a room full of books, I would never really see any characters that look like me or something that I could feel relates to me. And I remember, this is a little bit like, you know, a bit nerdy, but I remember I was reading this article and it said something like I don't know, it's only like 5-10 years ago. I think it was like pretty recent, but all the books that came out that were published, children's books that were published, I think it was in 2017, but don't hold me to it. But in 2017, let's just say every single book that was published, children's book, only 1% of them, I think it was less than 1%, had a main character that was black or Asian. Yeah, which was, we're talking about, like, look at even London in itself, how diverse it is. And I was like, raw. And, you know, Penguin spoke to me and they wanted to do something with me. And I never ever thought that I was ever going to get into, you know, to writing books.
Yeah.
But with Diary of a Bad Man, we just took the character and we turned it into a cartoon, not cartoon series, a book series. And literally, I think 2 weeks ago, the 5th book, Little Bad Man and the Game of Nightmares, came out, and it's incredible. And all these other things that I've been blessed and lucky to do, all started from YouTube. And very, very, very fortunate to be able to do other things. And it's just about branching out and just facing new challenges, doing things that are out of the box. And I want to leave a stamp where, you know, people might look at me one day and be like, bro, my man did this, my man did that, my man did that. I just want to keep breaking records. You know, I don't care, you know, how long I'm doing it for. As long as I'm loving it and enjoying it, and I can always push the barrier, then I know that everyone that follows us behind us, that are coming through, they already have this open space, and then they can evolve it even more.
Whole different thing. What's been your proudest moment off screen that no one's clapped for but meant everything to you?
Ooh, that's a sick question, my brother.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, round of applause again, guys. You know, you see?
For the question.
Yeah.
For the question.
For the question.
Yeah.
For the question.
Shit, that was a good one. Off camera, the proudest moment.
Yeah.
I'm always proud of myself, to be fair. I don't know, man. You know what? I've had some really special moments. Off camera. It's so hard. You know what? I'll be honest with you. It's the interaction with fans.
Okay.
I remember, and I'm trying to make this quick because I know I chat bit of shit, but I remember when I did like Diary of a Bad Man 2, I got asked to do this, be in this pop music video, yeah?
Okay.
So I was gassed. I was like, yeah. I didn't even ask for money. I just ran. And I got there, and obviously, you know, it's only my second video.
Yeah.
And I go into this like big hall with all these extras, and everyone's getting gassed. And I'm seeing like Asian like celebs, like people in the music game that are like getting gassed over me, and I'm like, I'm gassed over you. Don't make sense. And I'm getting bare love, and they're like, do you want water? Do you want this? Do you want that? Or blah blah blah, and like literally treating me like a king. And I remember, and this is like the first kind of like being out, you know, because I'm making, you know, videos in my bedroom. Yeah, not porn, obviously, like, you know, the Diary of a Bad Man stuff. So I've been kind of like in this bubble. This is my first time kind of being out now. And And I remember I called my cousin, shout out Fahim, and I said to him, I said, bro, I can't believe it. Everyone's being so nice to me. Like, I feel like I'm famous. And he was like, just remember this moment, bro, because there's more where that come from. And I was actually really taken aback. And then I left the shoot and I was sad because I was like, for 2, 3, 4 hours, I think we were there for actually 6, 7 hours actually. For those 6, 7 hours, I was like a king.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it felt amazing. Yeah. It felt so nice. And now I have to go back to shitty life. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to bubblegum and working like, like 22 hours, like with no pay.
Yeah.
But before as I left, there was a petrol station right outside. And I was really sad. I was like, let me put some petrol and then I'll go home. Soon as I got out of that car, I got mobbed by a completely different group of fans. And they all wanted pictures and videos and whatnot. And once they left, I was like, this is life now.
Yeah.
This wasn't just for that moment. And for me, it was beautiful because it's something that I've always wanted. And when I say fan interaction, it's like, when people say, oh, you're my childhood.
Yeah.
Pisses me off because it makes me feel old.
Old,
Yeah.
Makes us feel like uncle.
Yeah. Oh, brother, someone called me Unc.
Unc.
I'm out for him, bro. I'm ready to
Yo,
kick him in his
Unc.
neck, bro. Yeah. Someone called me Unc. I was like, what are you
that's
talking
nuts.
about?
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
but anyway, so they said that you're part of my childhood, but the amount of people, and I'm talking about, quite a lot of people throughout these 15 years that will always message me or on the street, they will tell me that they were going through something and, this is what, like, there's this one, and I've got so many of these stories, but I know we haven't got much time. But this one girl told me about how her mum had cancer and she was in hospital, and in her dying days, they would watch. Shit, I want to cry twice. They would watch Diary of a Bad Man, to make her laugh and to forget everything.
That's crazy.
Bro, that killed me. But also, it made me so proud because I was like, I've created something to take some pain away from some people, even for a little bit,
You've done YouTube, you've done BBC, you've done it all, yeah?
Yeah.
If Netflix gave you your own series tomorrow, what's the name and who's your co-star?
Probably A Dot. Yeah,
Nah, joking. Nah, for real is.
bro,
Like,
I don't.
co-star, anybody.
Or anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Co-star in the what, like.
Oh, that's a hard one, man.
know.
I don't know, bro. I don't. But honestly,
You say The Rock, didn't you like The Rock?
yeah, bro. I met The Rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's
My
what
man like shouted me out on his Instagram. Not even a story, like
That's
proper
what I'm-
post.
Yeah.
He's my boy. Now, I mean, yeah, Rock is someone that definitely was is still a huge inspiration because I loved him in wrestling growing up as a kid. I was a big WWE fan, and then for him to transition from football to wrestling to films and then becoming the biggest like Hollywood star, in the world, definitely a big inspiration. People like Kevin Hart,
that'd be sick.
that would be incredible. But honestly, I'm not even lying. When I see that, and I'm not just saying this, and maybe it's just because you're in the room and you're right in front of me, but literally I was just like, what me and you can do, because this is what we've done all our lives. Like we've met, other like celebrities and whatnot. And there's so many talented people, and great, amazing actors. There's obviously actors that I would love to work with, like, like, oh no, okay, this is never gonna happen. But Leonardo DiCaprio, like people
you never
that
know,
yeah,
bro.
nah,
You
it's not
can't
gonna
say
happen,
that.
bro. Let's be real, man.
You don't.
I'm just
know.
some fat Pakistani guy from
man.
South London. I'm not gonna do a scene with Leonardo
You
DiCaprio.
never know. I'm not.
But Tom Hardy, he was my teacher at
Was he?
RDS. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he taught me a lot. We had beef a lot as well. That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, he's incredible.
At Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond RDS.
Because he lived around there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously, like actors like that, or there's so many great actors like that I would love to work with. But at the same time, it's kind of like with you with some otherhood.
Yeah.
what did you do? You called up all your friends.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And it's kind of like if there was an opportunity, let's just say with Netflix, I'd probably do the same,
Yeah.
and I'd probably give you a call and
Yeah.
say, let's create something, you know?
I think for me, when you get to create a project and there's obviously a budget and everyone can get paid,
Yeah.
doing it with your friends is honestly the best thing. Because
Yeah.
when we did some motherhood, that was just
Yeah.
bro, I felt like we was in a youth club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just beautiful. Like
Yeah.
lunchtime, you're just chilling with everybody.
Yeah.
Like even on set, we're just joking about like, and because we spend a lot of time with each other, like as actors and stuff. So like you don't want to be out here with some dead ass people.
I know, yeah. It's literally your work is play, and then when it's with your best friends and the people that you not only have a friendship with outside of work, but it's literally, as I said, like being in a team like Man City and all your friends that are amazing at football are coming all into the set, and you're all one team and you're all working together. It's beautiful, man. So yeah, I'd probably say that it's really important. There's so many actors that I could name that obviously I wanna work with in the future, but I would love to do something with, as I said, the people that was there from day one.
Yeah. Okay. What's something that you've done that would shock people, like a hidden talent, or something, or an offer that you may have turned down?
I've turned down a lot. Yeah.
What's the biggest one that you've turned?
I don't know, what, like financially.
Yeah.
I for one thing that I would say, I've turned down things, big things, financial things, but they would go against like my moral compass or something that doesn't fit towards what I believe in. But also at the same time, like, and I'm not gonna make this political, but obviously, Palestine is something that is really important to me. And speaking about that, weirdly enough, gets you cancelled in a lot of big organizations. And I lost so much money. I don't want to go into full on detail
because you don't want to lose more.
Yeah. Oh no, I've lost enough.
You lost
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I still have money. I'm still happy.
Yeah.
I'm still winning in my own right. And if I wasn't meant to have that check, that's fine. But I don't want to I don't want to go against my moral compass or feel like a sellout or just, do you know what I mean? Like, people, people will respect that as well. People will be like, all right, and so that, I think in the last couple of years, I've lost a lot of money that a lot of people, and I didn't want to get into it. I don't want to bait companies. I don't want to do whatever, but could have got a few more cars still.
Just tell me who they are, and then I'll bait them. Listen, we're celebrating your legacy today. What's one thing you want people to remember about your contribution to comedy, culture, and community?
Just remember me, man. Just remember me. I mean, look, I'm still not done yet, so I don't know. I know how people are already calling me, and I'm not making this up. Yeah, people do call me legend. They do. They call me legend. We are legends. But at the same time, we're still doing what we love. And obviously things are changing, and even with the projects that I'm working on now, different types of projects. I'm still doing YouTube stuff. I'm still creating content for YouTube. And I just want people to remember me as, a guy that was funny, that was really funny, and that would make people laugh and make people smile. That's all I want. I just want people to be like, bro, that guy, he was the funniest, man. He was sick, like he was my childhood, man. Or this guy, like, I just want people to kind of appreciate my talent for my own big head. That's it.
Listen, Humza, honestly, man, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, my brother.
No.
Listen, before you go, we've got a little surprise for you. This is something that we like to.
Because I didn't get a wedding present.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, and I know how much money you make. Yeah, like roughly. You just did a film.
I'm doing all right now. So here you go, bro. Courtesy
and
of
I did mention the boot on.
Courtesy of El Vardy.
Okay.
We got you some nice kicks.
Okay. I like it. All right,
my brother. Yeah.
A bit of packaging.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, all right. There's only one. There's Is it what the new Gen Z kids are like? Is it just a one? What is? Is
We'll
it
give you-
50% off or?
Basically, what we was thinking is, we'll give you that one now. That's a 50% off, and then we'll
Yeah.
give you another.
If I come back and
If
do
you come
another
back
one.
we'll give you another one as well.
Right, thank you. That's so weird. That's so weird, but thank you very much. You definitely got an endorsement deal with them. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, no, on a real though, brother, thank you for coming down on the show, man. It's been a pleasure. I'm just glad that we was able to kind of like, kick it and really just basically chop it up on cam.
100%.
And yeah, man, I'm just proud of you, my bro.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too, my bro.
Man. Love, man.
Black
Make
and
some-
brown the film
Black
soon.
and brown the film soon. Hey, listen, make some noise for Humza people, man.
Thank you.
This has been the celebration chair. Humza, Jazzie, we're going to see you on the other side. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I'm an influencer now, innit?
Yeah.
I got to do all of that, you know what I mean?
I like it.
Shabba the Naya, Shabba.
Thanks for coming to my wedding as well.
Bye, guys.
That was good.